This is a Punnett square. First of all, we look at the phenotypes and genotypes of the parents. So the first parent has the phenotype brown fur. When we say phenotype brown fur, knowing that brown is recessive, that means if the phenotype is brown fur, then the brown allele, which is recessive, is expressed. That means that 100% the genotype is lowercase b, lowercase b. Because for the brown allele to be expressed, it has to be in the homozygous state. Now, the phenotype is black fur in the other parent. Here we can't tell the genotype because we have two possibilities. The parent might be homozygous for black fur, or the parent might be heterozygous. Because if you remember, we said that black fur is dominant over brown fur. It's a dominant allele, and it can express itself in the phenotype in both the homozygous state, capital B, or the heterozygous state, capital B, lowercase b. So we have to take both options into consideration. We have to do two different crosses. The first cross, we assume that the parent with black fur is homozygous for black fur. And in the second cross, we see that we are assuming that this parent is heterozygous. So what we do is we make this table. This table is going to set the gametes of the parents and the possible combinations to make the genotype of the offspring. So take the first parent, the parent with the brown fur with genotype lowercase b, lowercase b. What alleles are transferred into the gametes of this parent? There are no other options. It's going to be one gamete carries lowercase b and another gamete carries the other lowercase b. So we place them here in the table. This is for parent 1. As for parent 2, what gametes can we come out with? One gamete is going to carry the capital B allele, and the other gamete is going to carry the other capital B allele. So it's also the same thing. We place the gametes here in the table. Why are we talking about gametes? Because remember, here we are talking about sexual reproduction, which is what brings about variation. And in sexual reproduction, gametes undergo meiosis before they do this combination or this crossing, before fertilization. And when they do, the chromosomes are going to split in half. We're going to go into haploid state, and every gamete is going to carry one of the alleles. Here, because both parents are homozygous, the gametes are carrying the same allele, because the parents don't even have other alleles. So, what we do is, we try the first option. We cross gamete A for parent number 1 with gamete A, parent number 2. We get capital B, lowercase b. Now we cross gamete A of parent number 1 with gamete B of parent number 2. We get the same result, and then we go to gamete B of parent number 1. We cross it with gamete A of parent number 2. We get the same results, and then gamete B of parent number 1 with gamete B of parent number 2, also capital B, lowercase b. So when we cross two homozygous parents for different alleles, the result is always, in all cases, a heterozygous offspring. So what offspring do we get? The genotype is all heterozygous, capital B, lowercase b. And what is the phenotype of these? If all of them are capital B, lowercase b, they are heterozygous, then they're going to express the dominant allele, which is black fur. So the phenotype of the offspring is that they all have black fur. This is one of the cases of when we are crossing a brown fur parent with a black fur parent.